It's time for our daily dose of news from the Leopards News Network. And here we have correspondent Chichi Kachiyama. She has these faces right in front of her. And one of them is saying, "Why are the bad things happening to me and not just the Browns?" And to that, she says, "Baka, the leopard is eating your face again." Yes, Chichi Kachiyama. Let's look at some of these stories. Alabama is ruby red. Alabama definitely voted for Trump. And Alabama is a welfare state that gets federal funds and is going to be impacted with all of these budget cuts and firings. So this article is from the Wall Street Journal. It's behind a paywall, but I do have the information. It says, as Trump slashes federal jobs, Alabama's Rocket City braces for impact. In Huntsville, a city fueled by defense and aerospace, there is anxiety, but also cautious optimism that the federal investment may still come its way. Residents of the southern city, known for its rocketry program, are bracing for the impacts of Donald Trump's executive order to cut the federal workforce. An estimated 21,000 federal employees work in Huntsville, Alabama, many of whom have jobs at the Redstone Arsenal military base, which is also home to FBI offices and Marshall Flight Centers. Many employees have already received the so-called fork in the road resignation emails, which offer government employees a buyout through September 30th if they agreed to quit. Others said they were forced to return to their offices after Trump axed work from home opportunities. Then, on Thursday, thousands of probationary workers across the United States were laid off. And now, many in the city are worried about the effects of an executive order Trump signed Tuesday in the Huntsville Times report. It directs federal agencies to prepare for large-scale reduction in force, stating that any government functions not required by law would be prioritized for cuts, and hiring will be restricted. With exceptions for functions such as public safety, only one employee can be added for every 4 that leave. In addition, new hires would generally need the approval from a representative of the DOJ, expanding the influences on Musk's team. That could apply to most of the 7,000 employees at the Marshall Space Flight Center, which is now leading the development of NASA's Space Launch System rockets as part of the agency's effort to bring astronauts back to the moon, according to the New York Times. But under a continuity plan, NASA submitted to the Office of Management and Budget in 2023, over 92% of the space agency's employees would be considered non-essential next time a government shutdown were to occur. Adding to the concerns are First Buddy Musk's criticism of the Space Launch System project, which he has previously said is outdated. The SpaceX founder also previously declared that the thinking behind the rockets makes him sad as the project remains behind schedule and way over budget. So I'm totally sure he's not just going to axe this so he can push his project to the forefront. Absolutely not. Cannot be any kind of conflict there. So 30 and Thriving says, please stop the gas prices from climbing in our area. It's supposed to say in our area. We know that they are just doing it to make you look bad, but please put a bill out to make gas not to go above 250. Man, if it was 250, that would be great. And can we please abolish income taxes? The entire country is waiting. Please, please, please get this done for the American people. Love you. Amen. The fact that these people say love you to this man is so weird. And the fact that they really think that he cares about people who can't afford to pay for gas is also very strange. But that's 30 and Thriving. But 30 and Thriving is not thriving in the mental faculties. Monica Rising says, this reads like a child on their knees at the edge of the bed with their eyes closed tightly and their hands in a praying position. Pathetic. Your orange messiah does not give one flying flip, and he never did. Tiki Fire said they swapped Jeebus for Trump. Both are magical wish granting genies to them. And then Flynn Monster says, you're right. Decades of waiting for Jeebus to return left the door wide open for a grifter with a spray tan to waltz in and slap his name on the movement like every half-baked product he licenses his brand to, and fleece a flock too fixated on prophecy to realize they swap salvation for a glorified infomercial host. They are giving it to this person. This is a post in the Washington, D.C. subreddit. This man says, do those who voted for Trump and subsequently fired by him deserve empathy? To that, I say no. They deserve nothing. They deserve everything that they voted for. But that's just me. So, and this is a man because I went through some of his comments. He says, I'm curious as to how people in DC are handling these situations and would appreciate any honest feedback. I've worked in DC agencies, politics, on the Hill, blah, 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 the vast majority of my career. I'm the stereotypical DC politics junkie who has worked in advocacy or with elected officials. As such, I have a lot of friends who are across the political spectrum. I therefore have some friends who are conservatives reaching out to me after being laid off. One particular really bothered me. Here's the situation. My friend and I both work in government agency. We're lawyers. She is a registered Republican and I'm a registered independent. During the 2024 election, she confessed that she voted for Trump because she thought it would be good for her career as a Republican. I told her at the time that I thought that was an awful decision and warned her explicitly that Trump had said he wanted to fire a large chunk of the federal government. She brushed it off as hyperbole and which blew my mind because, in my opinion, Trump tends to say the quiet part out loud. Fast forward, I lost my job as a political appointee under the Biden administration. My friend, who was a career hire under Biden, recently lost her job as a part of the mass firings Trump orchestrated. Turns out she was on probation. I found this out during a happy hour when she told me I didn't really react emotionally. I gave her a bland, I'm sorry you got fired, and explained how unemployment benefits work. We made small talk for 5 to 10 minutes, and then she suddenly said, you think I'm an idiot, don't you? I have a difficult time grappling with these types of questions because my parents raised me to be brutally honest. I think it's both a character flaw and a sign of a good friend. So I decided to be honest. I told her, Cynthia, you knew the harm this guy would cause. You're an attorney. You know the vast majority of things he's done are, if not morally or ethically wrong, at least corrupt and often illegal. You voted for him because you thought it would help you without concerning yourself about democracy or the millions of people his policies would hurt. So do I think you're an idiot? I think you're naive and I don't have much empathy for you right now. I think you'll be hurt far less than others who are impacted by his policies. She then launched into a rant about how she didn't think people like her, career bureaucrats, would get fired and how this is going to mark her career. I responded, I get that you're upset because this is impacting you directly, and that sucks. But you made an active decision as a well educated person to vote for him. Adult decisions come with adult consequences. Unfortunately, this is one of those consequences. Other people are being deported. Many who didn't vote for him lost their jobs. Many folks are going without medicine. Whole programs are being shut down, and nonprofits are struggling to keep their doors open. Next time, make a better decision. We stayed for another tense 15 minutes at the bar. I think we both felt a mutual desire to leave. So I picked up the check. I told her to take care of herself and reach out if she needed anything. I haven't heard from her since, not even the typical I made it home text. I feel like she made her bed, but I also wonder if I should have been a little bit more compassionate. You did the right thing. Next time, I would say, you pooped in the bed. Here's the poop. Smell it, and this make her squish it in her face because that's what these people deserve. That's what these people deserve. They don't deserve empathy. They don't deserve anything because all they care about is how they thought it was just going to be those people's faces, those brown people, those LGBTQ people, all those people, the poors, not me. I've been in this job. I'm one of the good ones. And like Alexis was here said, you said everything I would want to say to this person. And then Phoenix says, yes, totally. Quite measured and mature responses. I especially like adult decision come with adult consequences. And I'm going to end it there. I'm enjoying these faces being eaten. And I really hope that you like our guest correspondent, Chichi Kachiyama. Join the conversation. Let me know what you think about this one. Don't forget to like, comment, and share.